I'm Father John Geaney of the Paulist Fathers, and you're watching Psalm Sense. You know, everywhere in the world, well, I shouldn't say everywhere in the world, it's really everywhere in the United States. It's almost Father's Day, or we've just passed Father's Day, but it's right around Father's Day. And I'm sure you're wondering to yourself, what is he going to say about God and my dad? Because we don't think of our dads as being godlike. At least not normally, because after all, God is God and dad is not. So it's important for us, though, to realize that we have to understand why we so often say God is our Father. In fact, we say that prayer all the time, our Father, who art in heaven. We do that constantly. But I also wondered, what is it that the Psalms have to say about the Father? And of course, in the case of the Psalms, we're talking about God, the Father. The psalmist says this: Father of orphans, defender of widows, such is God in his holy place. God gives the desolate a home to dwell in. Now, you could say, Father J, that may sound good for God, but it's not my dad. He's not doing those kind of things. But stop and think about it a little bit. Ask yourself, what did your dad do that makes him so important in your life? I remember my own dad, who would very clearly help us to do the things we needed to do. Now, you could say, well, yeah, but every father does that. Well, I'm not so sure about that, but I think the majority sure do try to be what they can be for their children. And I also noticed with my dad that when somebody's father died, he was always there when he knew the family for the kids, just making sure that everything was going along well for them and well for their mothers too. It was a trait of my dad's. So dads do some wonderful things, and we need to affirm them on this day, which is Father's Day. Let them know that we appreciate them, even though sometimes we don't see a whole pile of them. But we know that their concern for us and their love for us goes on forever. And when you're thinking about that, put your dad in God's hands and ask God to make him the kind of father God is. You might wonder, well, is there anything more said in that psalm than all those exalted things we talked about earlier? Well, I think there is. The psalmist prays this way: Awesome is God in his holy place. He is God, the holy God of Israel. He himself gives strength and power to his people. I think our fathers do something very similar, that they are indeed capable of being good men, holy men, and people who live their lives protecting and making sure that their children and their wives are well taken care of, as God would have it. For Psalm Sense, I'm Father John Geaney. My time is up. I thank you for yours.